You've been lied to your entire academic life. You were told that if you don't have a perfect 4.0 GPA, an off-the-charts SAT score, and a captain spot on 3 varsity sports teams, you might as well get used to taking $40,000 of student loans. But here's the brutal truth. Thousands of private scholarship funds sit untouched every year because 2.5 and 3.0 GPA students assume they don't qualify, while the 4.0 students are all fighting over the exact same 3 national awards. Welcome to Edu Steps Students Edition, powered by Ladding Your Success. We don't want to do standard cliches. We want to build systems for your future. If you're a student who wants systems over stress, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Before we get started, let's introduce the squad, starting with our founder, Festus Amoye. How you doing today, Festus?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much for asking. Looking forward to getting into the episode.
Absolutely, man. And of course, we have Dr. Jamarc Crawford. How you doing today, Dr. J?
Hey, I'm doing good. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. All right, man, let's jump right into it. Let's start off with the B. Most students have an imposter complex. 60% of our students don't even apply for funding because of perceived low merit. Stop letting your report card define you. You're a problem solver. You're not a test score. Committees that are determining these scholarships, they invest in people and purpose, not just GPAs. Your resilience and your vision are what get funded. So if you're listening and what I'm saying makes a little bit of sense, I want you to type in the words GRIT, type in grit into that message panel. But if you're done letting grades block your money, all right? My first question for the squad is this. How does a student shift their mind from feeling not smart enough to feeling confident enough to ask organizations for real money?
Man, that is tough because a lot of times we are in our own heads and we need the external validation. So I want to just start off by saying it's tough because we need the external validation. Now, the real way of feeling smart enough is scaling forward. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. People are so afraid of failure. But when you really look at it, and I seen this post recently, it was a fascinating post. And they were talking about basically some of the biggest names that you can hear. And they were like Michael Jordan and his game-winning shots. And then they gave how many game shots he took that were losses. And it was way more. Then they were talking about Picasso and how many paintings he made. And then how many he sold. And it was way less, like thousands different. And they were basically saying is let's say if you only win 10% of the time, but you only tried 2 times, you didn't even give yourself enough chances to fail to win. You see what I'm saying? So you got to fail forward. And so that means, hey, maybe I didn't do well. And I think I'm a perfect example of that. Is I did not do well in middle school. I barely did well in high school. But in college, I was almost a rock star. And part of it was the place I was in life. Dealing with homelessness as a family, dealing with losing my parents, dealing with issues that come along with low socioeconomic poverty, what have you. You know what I'm saying? If your light's getting cut off, of course you're not going to make good grades. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at that as a whole, and you don't take that and make it, I'm a failure. You got to keep hope alive and keep striving. And so that's the best answer I could give, man. Dr. J, it's on you.
Yes, I will start by saying not identify themselves by a grade point average, but by identifying themselves by their work ethic and hard work. So maybe they worked hard to get that 3.0 because they didn't understand the material, but they were resilient and steadfast on continuously practicing. That's what they want to lean on and they can use that when in conversations about trying to get money or funding for their scholarships. And so it's not about a person not being smart enough, because we all have different types of intelligence. I can be good at numbers, someone else can be good at other things, right? So it's, what is the work ethic behind it? Hey, if I don't do good the first time, what kind of work ethic do I have to go in to practice to become better in the areas that I'm deficient in, right? And so I think they can use that as their strength, because the people who have the greatest careers and making whatever money they want to make, it's not because they had all A's in school. It is the ability to continuously learn. That can be an A student, B student, C student. It's still continuously learning so that I could be innovative and move with the times as needed.
Man, I love that so much. I think especially for our young people these days, especially, is understanding just truly who they are. It was a problem when we were in high school about 20 years ago, and I still think it's an issue now with a lot of young kids, is who am I outside of these grades? Who am I outside of this paper? I told Festus the other day, I was going through some old papers and I pulled up my high school transcript. And I really was not those grades, because Festus was like, as bad as Festus thought he was, or as low as he thought it was, I was way lower than Festus, right? And looking back, I'm like, man, I was so much more than that. I guess I don't want to say potential, but I think to what Crawford said, I was doing a lot of stuff at home. I was in band, I was in football, I was working at McDonald's. I actually got one of my first jobs from Festus. And trust me, if you can make it there, you can make it a lot of places, man. We got it bad. That's a different story for another day, man.
Silly,
man. That's a different story for another day, man. Goodness gracious. So much more. Just, you don't realize how, I said it yesterday, you don't realize how much those little moments make you, right? They become such a big part of you. So especially for the young folks out there, just really taking a hard look, taking a hard analysis of yourself is going to be really key there, right? And that's why we do this. That's why we do the be, no, do. Speaking of that, let's jump into the no. Private committees care about three things. They care about mission alignment, they care about community involvement, and they want a clear story of execution. So stop clicking apply on generic search engines with the other 100,000 people. Look into those local unions, look into those nonprofits, look into those trade groups. They just want candidates who follow instructions and show genuine passion. Scholarship committees do not fund your past GPA. They invest in your future trajectory. All right, so I want you to pause this episode right now. I want you to ask yourself, does your application show a clear path forward? Or does it just show a random list of classes? All right. With that, my next question for the squad is this. Why is a student with a 2.8 GPA and a crystal clear career vision often more attractive to a local donor than a 4.0 student who has no idea what they want to do?
I would say it goes back to what you were talking about with grit, right? So if I'm a there's a thing that's called academic persistence, right? And so if you have a 4.0 GPA and you've never experienced hardship, what happens when you do experience hardship? Do you just drop out? Whereas that person who has a 2.7, 2.9, and they've been catching the bus every day and they've been trying to figure it out, that person, that $500, that $1,000 may be the difference in them staying in school and them getting out of school. You see what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking about some of these specific programs. So shout out to Career My Way and what they were doing, and those other type of entities that help out opportunity youth.
I think a student with a crystal clear vision, it's easy for a local donor to fund, or donate their money because this person knows exactly what they want to do and how they want to get there. So now I'm more willing to donate because they have a set track that they're trying to accomplish and they're working hard to get there. Whereas a student with a 4.0, yeah, I have a smart and intelligent kid, but there's no certain to where if I try to fund their future academic endeavors, what that's going to look like, because there's no set path as of yet based on the question. So of course I'm going to go with this person with the 2.8, and they have a vision, they have a plan. It's, oh, I can deal with a plan. That's just more attractive to a donor.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So look here. You don't need a 4.0 GPA to win scholarships. You need a 10 out of 10 vision and the grit to hit that submit button. So if you're a student who's ready to build systems over stress, please make sure you subscribe to Edu Steps right now and send this to a friend who needs free college money. All right. Next week, we're going to be dropping out a hard truth on why hard work in school is a trap and what you need to do instead. Stop working hard on the wrong things and start working strategically. All right. Make sure we see you guys next week. For Dr. Jamarc Crawford, I'm Olay Shorunke. Thank you for listening to this latest episode of Edu Steps Students Edition, powered by Laddering Your Success. Festus, go ahead and close us out with the phrase that pays, man.
So listen up, y'all. We are so glad you joined us today. Thank you for checking us out. There are legitimate excuses for not going to college. There's no legitimate excuse for not getting an education. Thank you so much for joining us. If you like what you heard, smash the like button. If you know somebody who needs to hear this, hit the share button. And if you want to subscribe so that we can bless you with more of this great knowledge and information, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next episode.